Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. I'm gonna upgrade another system that I bought a while ago and has been sat on the shelf doing absolutely nothing. Nintendo GameCube. Now, I must admit that mine growing up, I never had a GameCube. I got close to having one quite a long time ago. Maybe played a couple of games, maybe Rogue Leader was it, I think, the Star Wars game. But never had one until last year, I think it was last November, at Play Expo, when I bought the bag of tat. If you want to go look at that on my channel, there was 6 different consoles. All of them were classed as they don't work. So I bought the whole bag and some of the bits and bats for £25, and all but one of these consoles worked, which is fine. And I actually sold the one that didn't work for the same price as what the whole lot did. So technically, it was absolutely free. Now, this works perfectly. The only problem I've got is, I've only got one game, and this was cheap anyway. This was Sylvester Stallone game, film, or was it, yeah. Sylvester Stallone, hit movie, Driven. It wasn't that much of a hit movie. They've never really done a good Formula 1, IndyCar sort of racing film that was any good. I mean, there are a few which are documentary style, which are absolutely excellent. There was Speed, and there's Le Mans 66 I need to watch, the Carroll Shelby story, which that looks pretty good. But my problem with going back to gaming, is I've only got the one game for the GameCube, but this is desperate to get a little bit of tinkering, faffing. This is as clean as anything, so we had a stripped down video for this. I need to get into this and get some games put on it. So my upgrade for this is these. Now, this is again another video from Consoles Unleashed. So this is an upgrade which you put an SD card in, which apparently is supposed to be either easy or not easy. It's all, I'm sure that this is all one, and this would need to be soldered onto the board inside, which it's not really that much of a chip. So a little bit of chip, a little bit of whatever, so I've got to get into the board. Software to put the Swiss on there, and an SD card reader, which just, surprisingly, no. Is it a serial port? I think it's a serial port. It just slots in. Or it slots in one way or the other. You actually just say on here, Consoles Unleashed, Modified, face outside. So that actually goes that way around. For some reason, it doesn't really seem to... It doesn't hold that well, to be honest. Maybe we're putting the cover back on. That way around. See, it is kind of just above, so I do think when this actually clips in place, it would hold it in place as well. So that's that mod done, technically, but I do need to get inside this, strip it all down, and get inside to do the other mod to get this chipped. So I'll remove that for the time being. I need to get an SD card for this as well, so with that in mind, let's just put these over here. So at least I'm starting now. I've been holding back on this mod for months now. It's not a perfect GameCube black with a need for a retro brighten on front. Maybe when we're taking this to pieces, I might get a day, I might be able to get this actually retro brighten a little bit, but it is the end of September when I'm actually recording this. It won't be put out on then anyway, but it will be kind of, yeah, we'll work on this anyway. But I know my videos start and they could last months. I might start this product, this upgrade, and then I might leave it for a month, I might leave it for 2 months. So this might not even air until November, might even come out on Christmas, I don't know. But there are things that I have to do, like have a life. So yeah, this has started, like I said, end of September, beginning of October. Let's see where this goes. Now, to start with, I need to get into this. There's 4 screws there. You need one of the special, that sort of end, where it's kind of an Allen key but inverted, but they are quite long in there. So let me get on to... Actually, I think that's the smaller version. Yeah, because that doesn't seem to grip onto there. There are two that you usually get from the shops. Right, here it is. Here's the other one, slightly bigger. That one will do the cartridges, that one will do the consoles. So in, find the grip, turn it around, take out the screws. Once we've got the lid off this, we'll continue. So give me a second, get this started to strip down. 4 screws are now out, lid just comes straight off. Now, on Consoles Unleashed, this is actually the Xeno Mod. And they do actually show you that, right, here's his idea is you can do this mod. And the reason why I've stopped here as well is I was going to go at this a bullet and china shop, take every single screw out, go onto the motherboard, solder this onto the motherboard. It's not that mod. It's actually the region-free mod for the drive. So you can put copied discs on. The only problem with that is that you'd have to remove the lid, or you'd have to do something else, or get smaller DVDs to burn onto. Now the Xeno Mod, there, you can put this onto the board, which is below the disk drive. Now I can't get to the disk drive without removing certain parts. And I think it's these 5 screws on the side here, possibly one inside there, these 2 on the side to remove this, take that back panel off, I don't need that just yet, some of the bits on there. I think I do actually need to remove all of the board, which will come off of, all this part will come off the main board. Watching a video, he has actually posted a video on here, this will solder to directly to the board which is powering this drive. The thing with that is he does recommend it's his own chip. I got an email. It's his own chip, but with the holes on the side of here, you can do directly to the board, but he doesn't recommend it. He recommends fitting this in place, putting 6 wires off this, and then solder them to the board. Now let me get round to what I need to take off of here. See, he's right. If you don't do the six wires to it, that's all it is, 6 points. Let me show you if I can on where the points are. Now, forgive the shakiness. There is 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. These larger ones, yes, they're probably the same part of the chip, maybe, possibly not. But those are your 6 connections you need to do. So we'll get down to stripping this further down. It'll all come set, a bit more sense in a few minutes for you than it will for me. So let me get stripping. I'm assuming it's taking all this heatsink off and leaving the bottom case there with the board. Do I need to take that off? I don't think I do. I think that still can stay where it is. I should just take it off anyway. Just get it out of my bloody way, I think. Yeah, we're in a pot of parts. Let me get stripping a bit more. Now, screws out. I'll go through with them with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the side of here. Around the back, 1, 2, 3. Then this side, 1, 2. Now, once this 1, 2 has been taken out, remove that out of the way. There is another 3 here and 1 at the back. So that will get most of the metal ones off. You can lift forward where the controller ports are to reveal these 4 screws here behind these little metal sort of clips. So you remove the small screws here. The different, all the screws that come round on the heatsink are exactly the same. Same length, same type, just that. So that keeps it quite easy. The 4 at the front are a lot thinner and a lot longer. So keeping those separate. Then we lift. So we don't have to take the controller port off. We don't have to unplug the power switch. We can if you want. It isn't really essential. Lift this up and that connects in that corner there. So you leave the board as it is. Take that out of the way. Put that back and remove the GameCube. or you're left with the drive. Now, the drive I can see, I don't want to damage the lens. If it's sat on there, it's going to be between there and here, so I shouldn't damage the lens anyway. Now, according to his instructions, it looks like we remove all of these 6 small screws on here. As you can see, that leaves us with the board to start playing with. So give me a second to remove the screws for this, and we can get round to it and get to see the board underneath this. These 6 screws are out. They are very, very tiny screws. They're all, 3 of these lot are all Phillips cross-edge screws. These seem to be very easy to round off. I haven't rounded any off, but it would seem easy to do if you get the wrong part. So remove the heat shield. A little bit dirty there, but nothing we can get away with. We can worry about. When we put it back in place, there's one cut out over here that will show there. So and these pins here will come through. So that gives it an easy key to go back together again, like so. So remove that part. Then we are down to the board. Now we could possibly take the board out. Could possibly take the CD part out to avoid damaging the lens, but it's not essential. It's kind of clipped in place, so it's not going to fall out that way. I just need to make sure that I don't touch the lens. It is lower down. Once it's in, it's kind of, when it's on the side, it will be like that. So it'll only be touching there and there, like I say earlier. So it shouldn't touch the lens at all. So we should get away with this. Just push. Oh. I realised that. It says push and the ball bearings go in. Cool. So when that breaks, it'll just go ping out. Right, so what he does recommend is you get the Xeno chip, put a piece of double-sided board, tape, whatever behind it, and stick it over here. Or here. But we'll get round to that eventually. The solder parts you're going to be doing this to. Now this is small. I think, if I can find myself a tweezers, I think they're all round here. You can, this is the whole thing with it. If it goes, let me try and remember. There's a reason why it's all being cut out like this, possibly? No. It might actually be like that, no. There is a way around doing it directly to it, and it might be there. Let me get you in a little bit. Do it directly to, you can see here, there's 2 dots here. You can solder directly to, I'm guessing. And then these 2, I've got the parts underneath here. No, that's not right at all. Because I've seen the video, and it solders 1 to there and 1 to over here. No, this video doesn't actually show this going directly to it. It can go directly to it, but it doesn't recommend it. No. I think it's probably possibly that way around, but it does have a lot of complaints with people saying, well, it's not worked right and it's done this, done that, but he does recommend himself sticking it there, putting 6 wires off of there, and there, if you can see that, and then having them 4 centimeters long, and then they'll loop round onto here. Now, I'm going to go through the instructions like I have done before with the Saturn and with the Mega Drive, because the instructions do need a good 2 or 3, maybe 4 times going through. I've got them right all so far, so why not go through the instructions yet again to see if I'm wrong or right, or possibly. But what I'll notice as well on his video, it does actually alter this. And I'm not sure if it's down to the speed or whether or not it's the power going through to it, but it puts a contact on there, and I think this part here, so the variable resistor part, does need changing for a copied disc. I don't have a copied disc, so I need to work on that. So at the minute I'm going to pause, read through instructions, possibly get a copied disc of something, somehow, and then we'll carry on this one later. For the moment, I'm going to pause, but for you, it'll just go straight into the next scene. Magic, innit? Right. A week or so has gone by. I've read into the instructions, I've watched the video, and he's actually posted a picture of what he recommends doing. Now, to start with on the video, he comes out with, yeah, you need the Xeno card, and you have to stick it in the corner. So I've got a double-sided pad, I've got a roll of this stuff. I've had it ages and ages. I don't know where I got it from, to be honest. I think I bought it for some other project. It's black, looks funky, and you cannot peel it off for love nor money with your fingers. Ah, there we go. So he recommends putting this, and I'll show you exactly where he recommends once I get that off my finger. Static. Right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Right, so we have down here, these are all the connections where it wants to be, and he recommends this to be just blocking all these numbers on here. So if I ever need them in the future, then I'm absolutely scuppered. It does state that if you want to do the wireless mod, then fine, go for it. It's your own fault. It's your own stupidity. If you're good at it, go for it. But I've tried this as it is, because it fits round here. I think it goes over this. Let me get it in the way, better pointing. This part here, I think, goes through here, but it doesn't fit because it's not been soldered in the correct place. And I think this one here goes, oh no, I think it goes sideways, unless it goes upside down. I don't fully figure out where it goes, but the instructions on the video state everything around here. They've got 1, 2, 3 points here. Actually, let me get the picture because I've got the video frozen on this one. Right. You've got one, as it goes from right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, where's 5? 5's that side of that oval, and 6 that side of the oval. So he recommends doing 1, 2, the one on this triangle here. 3 is over here to this last pad. I mean, these are small soldering anyway. 4 is the bottom side of these 3 in a triangle. 5 is the left-hand pad on here, on the bottom row. And 6, which is the yellow, is over. Anyway, over. Yes. Sorry, I was distracted there because the picture that I'm looking at over there on the telly has actually got a lot of blues, and I think the blues are the 5 volts. So 6 goes, which is this one over here, goes all the way over to, I think it's this one here. There's 2 little contacts which are there and there. You could probably use the number 3 over here on this one, but this is absolutely tiny. And then number 6 over here. But the way he does it is, this resistor down here, that can be your number 5. That can be your number 3 on the opposite side of it. Also coming over, oh goodness, this is C3, I think it's down here, the left hand side of this resistor. That can be, no, it's not the resistor, it's what I've just covered over. Okay, so the kind of just here-ish can be your number 3. And the extra different number 5s can be, where are we? Oh, I don't know, it's one of the, it's yeah, but there are alternate places on the board. But I'm going to follow the instructions from the first video. I might even, because this is the difference. We do have on the video, right, actually on the, not the video, on the web page. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have that as number 1, that as number 2, which is the same. 3 is down here, so I'm now in my own way. Damn it. Yeah, I might be able to get on that anyway. 3 is down here, is this part down here. Get you back in again. So I am in my own way down there for number 3. Number 4 is up here for this little triangle of ones here. 5 is actually here for a ground instead of being this pad on here. And number 6 is this part here, which does actually connect to the second pad, which will be very tricky to do. Unless you've got soldering iron about the size of tweezers to actually tin this up, it's going to be very tricky to do. So I'm going to get started with what they recommend in the video. I'm going to get some wire cut for about, I don't know, what was that, about 2 inch, 4 centimeters. So I'm going to cut them. I'm going to strip them because I've got solid wire ones. I haven't got ones with lots of strands of wire in it. It's a solid wire. I can just put them straight on, tin all this lot, tin these, and then just tap, and then just it'll stick to it. So I'm going to get the cables. I'm going to go, it'll come round, it'll come round, it'll come round. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just this one down here I might not be able to do. So afterwards, if we go over to the top left of it, left of the board on here, this is a variable resistor. I need to alter that. So we are looking at possibly adjusting, and we'll be working on that later. I mean, at the minute I don't have any region modded discs or copied discs, which is fine. I want to do more with the Swiss mod anyway on this. So at the minute I'm going to zoom you out, leave me alone for a bit. This might take me half an hour, might take me longer, I don't know, but it'll come straight to you and you'll see exactly what I've done with this in a few seconds. Okay, first half of the soldering's done. I've got 6 wires off of this board. Let me show you. This is following the video virtually exactly. You've got all these 6 cables coming off, nicely soldered in. Tin off the areas first and then dab your cables into it. As long as they're not touching anything else, you'll be fine. Just use plenty of flux. That will help out. Now, the next part is over here. We're going to be doing... This is a very small circuit board, and this is very much on my limit of doing this sort of stuff. So I'm going to be a little bit careful trying to get these on. There's the temperature on the soldering iron, it was a little hot, hence a little bit of burning over here, but it's perfectly fine. The board is perfectly fine at the moment. So plus I think the flux that I've got is absolute crap. It's no clean soldering. I think it's flux and it's absolute crap. But yeah, we'll go back to his old traditional jelly stuff, which coats everything better. I think it's actually what I use for, I think it's pipe stuff, to be honest. But brushing cap, but this is a lot better stuff anyway. I don't care if it's too thick, as long as I get it done right and it's put on right, then we're perfectly fine. So let me get on with soldering these cables over here and here and whatever else, and then we should be ready to get this done. Wiring now done. Now, it's, if you follow the links in the description for this video, yes, I've done a couple that are a little bit different, mainly because, oh, remember they sending the triangle round about these ones here? Well, I think I pulled the pad off one of them, but it attaches to the first one of these little parts over here. And then I want, yeah, I've done that one there, and I think that one as well. I couldn't get, because I remember there wasn't, according to the pictures, there's like a part over here-ish where it says C3111 in brackets. There isn't on this one. So, yeah. But that's only for the ground. There are grounds all over. As long as I don't get sure that the ground is this part here, and then 5 volts is there, we're absolutely fine. So everything is attached, everything's in, it's secure. I'm happy with that. So all I need to do now is get the variable resistor sorted out, get the multimeter out, faff around, make sure it's at the right level, and I think we're done. Like I said, I can't test this with an actual copied disc. But that might be in the future. I'll do that on my own. This is just the instructions for this. Once we get this back together again, we're going for this mod, the Xeno mod, and getting the SD card on. So this is just making this multi-regional, which is nice, but this is the better one. They have the SD card slot on there, but I need to program in this. So let me get a multimeter to sort out what the proper values for that is, the adjustable resistor, and this should be done. I can put it back together and we can start with the actual other mod for the SD card. and less faffing around, and everything should be back to normal. Yay!